see you, I know it will be beautiful.
So John, how did you enjoy your set tonight?
First time back in Edinburgh for a while actually. Probably a couple of years, but no, it was really good. Really up for a crowd and had a great time. Thanks.
And so you've been involved in the Scottish dance scene for quite some time. How did you first get involved with
you have to
DJing
bring that
and
up?
club and music?
22 years ago
Uh-huh.
was when it all started for me, when I started DJing. And I was just buying records, progressing from being a young guy to buying records. The music scene just exploded. It just exploded and everybody wanted a bit of this. We were all young, we were all daft, but this acid house scene came along, we all wanted a bit of it. In Scotland, there was 3 or 4 pockets doing it, Sub Club, Arbroath, a bit in Aberdeen, Jackie Morris and stuff, but I was fortunate enough to be in cahoots with Ricky McGowan and Jamsey, James Mackay, and we helped form Street Rave, and it was a long time ago.
So you know, you've been involved with the dance scene for 22 years. How have you seen it evolve over that time?
It's far more corporate now. It's big. It came to a head probably in the year 2000, when the likes of Cream and all that, and the big huge mega bucks was just floating around, the huge sponsors, cigarette companies and all that stuff, and the dance scene couldn't get a bigger. 2000. It came from a small wee thing for your mates, and it progressed right up to this huge corporate thing. It's very, very corporate. Unfortunately, it sucks some of the fun out of it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that it's not got that raw energy. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting a bit older. It just hasn't got that raw energy that I had. There's some great gigs. I played in some fantastic gigs still. I played in front of 15,000 people with David Guetta and stuff, and I still do the Archies, which is the best club in the world as far as I'm concerned. But the scene has progressed. It's more corporate. It's more safety conscious. It's more. It's a bit more, just a bit more tame.
So what would you like to see happen then?
It's never got to go back. It's
No.
never got to go. Nah. Once the corporates get their fingers into something, it becomes very difficult. They say what goes. Simon Cowell, X Factor.
Yeah.
He's done it. He's taken away the good music and he's put in pop music. Shit pop music as far as I'm concerned. But he's bastardised that niche, and that's what corporates do. They love.
That happens with everything, doesn't it?
It does, aye. Unfortunately, it does. I mean, I love music to death, so there's everybody's in the scene basically, but when the corporates get a grip of it, then it changes. It just changes.
So what's been one of your most memorable moments from the years then?
Ooh. Best venue is Street Rave Air Pavilion, just because that's closest to my heart. That's where it all started. Playing once a month, Sunday afternoon, starting at 2:30. There was kids outside licking ice lollies, and there was kids inside licking their eyebrows. So that's a special gig for me. I love playing abroad. I've been fortunate to play abroad quite a bit in Portugal, New York. New York was great. We done Limelight on St Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And I really loved that. Pasha's amazing. I played in every club in Ibiza, Space. Pasha's one of the best probably.
It is one
I
of the
played in
nicest, isn't
Space.
it?
I played in Pasha in January.
Mhm.
Yeah, which is, I think it's the only club on the island that's opened all year round. And I played there, and it was phenomenal. There was no tourists or anything, or guys with white trousers and slip-on shoes and stuff. And it was the locals, and that was probably one of my highlights. But there's loads and loads. 22 years, a few highlights in there. Playing at George Square, pretty 35,000 people, bringing in the bells with Dave Pearce at the Millennium, warming up for Moby and his tour. It goes on.
So you've played alongside some big names then?
Probably every single one. Aye, it depends what you call a big name.
No, you mentioned there David Guetta and Moby.
David Guetta, Moby. We were very fortunate. We were first to get Moby. He was only just this wee guy, and he came up and he played at a small club called Keach. We were first to get him, and the Go had just came out, and he was brand new. He was really nice. I became quite friendly with him, done a few gigs with him and stuff. So
you work a lot with colours then, don't you?
yes.
So what have you got coming up this year with you and colours? Top secret? Can you give us
Some of
that?
them. So, well, first we've got a birthday party this year, 16th. That's 16. I had to check that. 16 with Paul Van Dyke and Chucky.
When's that happening?
That's next week. 16. So that's quite an achievement. 16 years. We've got gigs such as obviously Colours Fest is 10 years this year, so we're looking forward to that one. A few special things that are coming up. Swedish House Mafia. That's one of our gigs. David Guetta, Ingleson, sorry, Braehead. Sorry, that's.
So he's coming back to Scotland then?
He's aye. That's flying as well. That's March.
So you can't tell us any more about these sort of top secret things that are coming
we're
up
working
then?
on a few projects that huge events. So does that mean it's a corporate thing again? If it's a huge event,
I think so.
but no, we've got loads happening. But some of them are. We need to nail down the details before we can announce. That's unfortunate.
Well, do let us know then when you do get them nailed down.
I will do. There's some right good gigs, some really good stuff.
Yeah.
So watch your space.
And what's next for you then?
Bed. Bed.
How was your set tonight?
No, it was great. It was good. I was supposed to go on last, but we swapped it around a bit with Tommy and Claudio, and the two boys there rocking it just now. And I was thanks to Stuart and that for asking me, and Claudio for sorting it out. And I had a ball. I used to love Edinburgh. Had a real soft spot for Edinburgh back in the Mercado days, which was quite a few years ago now. And then I enjoyed playing at Stereotype.
Yeah. Along
Along with Huggy, we used to do the 4 decks
Yeah.
things and all that. But Huggy, he sort of changed direction, done his own thing with Dean and that. And I don't come back to Edinburgh that often. It's just one of the things. But I have a soft spot for it because the crowd are very good. But you have to find the right crowd.
You do, yeah.
It's smaller and smaller in Edinburgh. More cliquey.
There's not really
Stick
many
to
big
their
clubs.
gangs. But there is a good crowd there.
There is, yeah.
Aye, there is a good crowd there, definitely.
Well, thanks very much, John.
No bother.
But when I see you, I know it will be beautiful.